Starting our regularly scheduled Board of Supervisors meeting. First item up for business today will be call this meeting to order. Before we get into that, for those using Teams, make sure your username is your first and last name. For admittance into the meeting, if you'd like to speak during the meeting, please use the raise your hand function under the reaction tab. That will be able to unmute you and get you into the meeting there. So please utilize that if you need to ask a question or make a comment. So we'll go ahead and get started. As you are able to, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, item number 3 would be to approve the meeting minutes dated May 5th, 2026.
Moved. Second.
Motion and a second on the minutes. Any questions or comments on those? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion carries. Item 4 would be to approve today's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments on today's agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Both same sign. Motion carries. Item 5 would be to approve today's consent agenda.
Item 5.
I will second.
Motion and a second on item 5, our consent agenda. Any questions or comments on that? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion carries. Item 6 would be to recognize and celebrate some of our employees for their incredible contributions and loyalty. These are the folks that are working here that are really keeping us moving, putting the we in Webster and making things function for all the people of Webster County. So first off would be Andy McGill, MIS, 28 years of service. Darren Herzog, Conservation, 19 years of service. Luke Hubble, Secondary Roads, 15 years of service. Michael Schreiber, Secondary Roads, 13 years of service. Lori Arndt, Health Department, 7 years of service. Allison Pugh, Planning and Zoning, 7 years of service. Josie Powell, Communications Center, 3 years of service. Theodore Harris, Secondary Roads, 3 years of service. Nicole Simon, Auditor's Office, 3 years of service. And Lindsay Kavanaugh, Conservation Department, with 2 years of service.
Mr. Chair, may I add that Andy McGill also celebrated a birthday this weekend? Happy birthday, Andy. Just wanted to embarrass you a little more.
Happy birthday.
As did Nate McSparron back here.
As did Nick.
Happy birthday.
So thank you to all these folks and their contributions to Webster County, keeping us moving forward, helping us grow. So I'm really grateful for the people that have dedicated so much time to Webster County. So item number 7, review and allow MIS director to sign master service agreement and statement of work with Net SPI LLC and Webster County.
I'll move item 7. I'll second it.
Motion in a second. Questions or comments? Please state your name and your department.
Morning, Andrew McGill, IT director or MIS director, however you want to say it. Net SPI is NetSPI. It's a company that does security assessments. And for a lot of our grants and other things, our elections and everything, we need to have what we call a pen test and then security evaluation from external and internal on a regular basis. It's been a few. I'm not going to say how many, but it's been a few since we've had something done like this. We used to rely on CISA to do it. CISA is no longer, or the waiting list is so long on it that we just no longer can wait for that. So in all reality, we should be doing these on about a every other year basis. It's just to make sure that we are following standard security practices and we're up to speed on things. So it's a good way for us to go in, for us to be notified of what issues we have in our environment and what vulnerabilities that we may have missed that we need to address. I have contracted with, I had sent out a bid for, had 3 different quotes for this, and it's a little hard. Each company does it a little bit differently, but for the most part, the 2 that I kind of settled on between was Heartland Business System out of Wisconsin somewhere, but anyway, and then NetSpy. And I chose NetSpy, even though they were just a few dollars higher, because they allowed us to go back in and have another test done when we were ready for them. So, and then they will come back in year 3 and do another assessment, and at the same cost that what we get contract for this assessment. So that is what this is about. It is really required of us to do this like I said, on a regular basis. And so we want to get in the habit of getting this done. So any questions?
When do you think they'll be able to get this done?
They are supposed, I can have them do it next month and that's, I mean, they can do it fairly quickly. As soon as we sign this agreement, I will get, set up with a project manager, and then we'll get things rolling. I'd like to pay for this out of this year's budget because we have some funds in there for that. It might get done next month, or it may get done 1st of July. So.
Oh, that's great timing going into the midterms.
Yes.
So wonderful.
It satisfies the state requirement, no election requirement too. So that's something that I know they've been asking about, and we've been able to say, well, we're on a list, but I really can't say that any longer. It's affecting some of our grants too, whether it be health department, EMA, in some of those grants. So, because they do ask that question.
So this was something that we had budgeted for to do.
Yes. Yes, it is budgeted for. It's not something I'm not going to come back for you and ask for more money for. So
I had to ask.
yeah, I understand that. I understand that. So any other questions? I really can't go into a lot of specifics because of the nature of this, but I just, it's about as much as I can give you for now. Okay.
Any other questions or comments? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. McGill. Happy birthday again, belated. Item number 8, public hearing on budget amendment number 2 for fiscal year 2026. I will open up this public hearing at 10:07 a.m. Any written or oral comments? Okay.
Right, Crystal Lloyd, Budget and Finance Director. So this budget amendment is for, we had a bond debt that we received money for a bond last year, and we ended up not using 115,000 of it. So we're repaying that. So pulling the money, or paying that back. So pulling that money in. We're reimbursing for fiscal year 25 from urban renewal to general basic. And I've spoken with our state auditors to get that taken care of. $250,000 transfer to public health, and then another chunk of money, for a little shy of 59,000 for the Meyer Marsh project for conservation. Yeah, so total budget impact is $534,996.
Questions on this? Any other statements, comments? All right. Hearing none, I will close this public hearing at 10:09 a.m. Item 9 would approve and authorize chair to sign amendment number 2 to the current county budget for fiscal year 2025, 2026, and further approve an increase in department appropriation expenses, department number 22, conservation, $58,952.00, and number 99, non-department non-departmental, $726,044.00, and an increase in department appropriation revenue, department number 23, public health, $250,000.00.
Make a motion to approve item number 9.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions or comments on the budget amendment? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 10 would be to approve resolution number 2026-1-10, updating speed limits on 390th Street and Union Avenue.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Questions and comments?
Jamie Joel, County Engineer. So this coincides with our current paving project that's going on right now. We're paving 390th Street and Union Avenue, about 1.6 miles. And when we put the speed limit signs back up, thought that'd be the perfect time to adjust the speed limit there. There's a lot of traffic there, a lot of turning traffic, and had some issues. So I'm trying to slow people down a little. So on 390th Street, and make the speed limit 45 miles per hour. And then as you turn north on Union Avenue, make that 35. And that's a dead end road. So thought 35 would be okay on that road. So this, they're paving right now, should be done by Thursday. So then we'll get signs and striping and stuff done.
Any other questions or comments on the resolution? Hearing none, this will be a roll call vote.
Vote aye.
Cochran, aye.
Conrad, aye.
Montgomery, aye.
Ike, aye. Let it be known that it passed unanimously. Item 11, approve plans and specifications for the following project L-2071-73-94 HMA paving on 230th Street east of Highway 169.
Mr. Chair, I will motion to approve item 7. I'm sorry, 11.
Second.
Motion in a second.
This is for a short stretch of new pavement on 230th Street. The DOT paved a little short stretch from 169 to their shed entrance. Then this would go from there over to the intersection of South River Road. We're doing this because Georgia Pacific is reopening their South Quarry. And so when they told me they were going to do that, I told them they need to do dust control on that road frequently. And in lieu of doing that, I told them they could pave the road. So they are going to pay us the estimated cost of what I told them I thought it'd cost to pave it. And then we're going to actually do the project. So it'll be a county project. They're going to send us a check.
Any other questions or comments? I just want to make a note, I'd be abstaining from any vote on this one due to conflict. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up would be the citizens' opportunity to address the board with items not on the agenda. Anybody? Right. Next would be Board of Supervisors Committee reports.
Have a DCAT meeting on Thursday, Detention Center Friday, CFR next Thursday. And we've been having quite a few meetings with linking families. We have a projected date of opening the new child care center for June 1st. So we're working very hard to get that date accomplished. So
All right, so we've got a golf tournament coming up for Crime Stoppers on the 12th of June. I've got upcoming meetings for Midas. North Central Iowa Regional Landfill meeting is tonight. And then I've got my opioid committee. They just had the Stop the Stigma stuff down at the square. And then coming up Make sure you're paying attention to what's going on for kids, for Parks and Recs, Conservation, and APHIS will all be doing stuff this summer.
All right, lots going on. I had a public art commission meeting on the 7th, city county on the 8th. At our EMS advisory council meeting on the 13th, we welcomed Scott Richard, our new EMS coordinator, approved the purchase of a vehicle, discussed the budget, and then discussed a proposed code of conduct policy. I had a visit Fort Dodge meeting on the 14th that we talked a lot about sports tourism in the area. Later today, I have the Greater Fort Dodge Growth Alliance Small Business Task Force at 5. Thursday at 10 a.m., the Greater Fort Dodge Growth Alliance is having a ribbon cutting of sorts for the first Denver flight that's coming into the airport, which is very exciting for our region. Friday, we have City County. Monday is Memorial Day, so wanted to take time to thank everyone who served and think of all of those who lost their lives. And wanted to remind everyone that there are plenty of ways to honor folks on Memorial Day. I will be attending one of those celebrations. Wednesday, the 27th, I have an EMS Advisory Council meeting at 5:30. And on Thursday, the 28th, the Public Art Commission and the Greater Fort Dodge Growth Alliance are hosting a ribbon cutting for the Expo Sculpture Park at Exposition Park in my district. That is at 4 o'clock. I've gone by there already and there's 3 sculptures up. Pretty cool. So excited about that.
The leadership culture meeting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with department heads. And then Upper Des Moines annual meeting is in Emmitsburg next Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that.
Only thing I have is you can absentee vote in my office.
Like to thank everybody in the courthouse. We had a jury trial that started last week and ran over through until yesterday. Like to thank, there are a lot of people that make that happen. In my office, the case is prosecuted by Assistant Webster County Attorney Bailey Kavanaugh. We got a successful outcome. Larry Hedlund, our investigator, played a major role in getting justice in that case. Fort Dodge Police Department, the Webster County Sheriff's Office that provided additional security courthouse, the jurors that participated and worked diligently on that case, the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services. There are just a lot of players that made that happen, and I'd like to say thank you.
So coming up this week, Supervisor Conrad said we've got our city county growth collaboration meeting on Friday. Tonight I've got an Iowa Central EMS advisory workshop. The opportunities we're working on for outreach in our communities. There's a lot of work going on there, working with the folks at Iowa Central. And then along those same notes, for those that didn't know, it's EMS Appreciation Week. So the EMS Association is going out to the rural departments. You can find it on their Facebook page. And meet the EMS folks at your departments and ask them questions, see what a day in their life is like. So I appreciate all the folks that are volunteering and all the staff with the EMS throughout the county providing this service to everybody. So please get on, go to your local fire department on look up their schedule and get out and meet the folks at the fire department. It's a great opportunity to ask some questions. So that is all that I've got for today. So with that, last item or next item would be to allow claims.
Moved.
Second.
Motion in a second. Any questions or comments on the claims? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion carries. Last item up for business would be to adjourn today.
So moved.
Second.
Motion in a second. Any questions or comments before we adjourn? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. The motion carries. We are adjourned.